This slide introduces the concept of on-action statements. On-action statements can perform an action on a named window or table. Other actions are discussed later. The syntax is on, trigger, select, or insert, or merge, or update, or delete, from named window or table. Other on-action statements are on insert, on merge, on update, on delete and on set. The trigger can be one of the below. The trigger can be an event type name, or a named window name, with optional filter expressions, for instance, on withdrawal, parenthesis amount greater 400, as W. The trigger can also be a pattern, for instance, on pattern, brackets, every timer interval, parenthesis 10 seconds, as P. On select only allows a named window or table in the from clause. On insert will be discussed later and can also be used with named windows and tables. On select is the same as a unidirectional join. Assume we define a named window by name withdrawal, last 10 sec. The following EPL is equivalent. Both statements output, when a logout event arrives, the withdrawal events for the same user. On logout event is logout. Select star. From withdrawal last 10 sec is win. Where logout.userid equals win.userid. This statement is equivalent to select star from logout event as logout unidirectional, comma withdrawal last 10 sec is win. Where logout.userid equals win.userid. On select and delete makes it easy to select and delete as one. On select and delete selects and deletes named window events or table rows in one atomic action. For instance, every 5 minutes delete all events from the withdrawal last 10 sec named window. On pattern, brackets every timer interval parenthesis 5 minutes. Select and delete from withdrawal last 10 sec. This deletes all rows identified by the where clause, if present. The select and delete can be used with insert into, for example. On pattern, brackets every timer interval parenthesis 5 minutes. Insert into deleted withdrawal select and delete from withdrawal last 10 sec. This slide reviews updating named windows and tables. On merge and on update are on action statements that update events of a named window or rows in a table. In respect to updating events in a named window, when updating an event of a named window, the operation is copy on write as events are immutable, performing a copy of the underlying event object. The unchanged event with before update values enters the remove stream. The updated event, a copy, enters the insert stream. In respect to updating rows in a table, when updating a column of a table row, the operation is update in place. Aggregation type columns are special. Aggregation type columns can be reset to their empty state. Aggregation type columns cannot be updated by assigning a simple value. Aggregation type columns can only be updated by into table. On merge is an on-action statement that atomically inserts, updates, selects and deletes based on current named window or table contents. On merge has two forms. The insert-only form. The insert-only form is for inserting an event into a named window or a row into a table, unconditionally. And the upsert form. Upsert stands for update or insert in one atomic action. The upsert form can compare current contents and decide on actions. The insert-only form of onMerge inserts a single event into a named window or a single row into a table, unconditionally. The syntax, which we present in simplified form here, is onTrigger. Merge named window name or table name. Insert. Optional property names. Select. Expressions. The onMerge insert is typically used with named windows, since tables often have a primary key and unconditionally inserting table rows could cause a duplicate key exception. In this example, upon a login event, it adds an event to the named window. OnLogin event as login. Merge user session window as win. Insert select login.userid as user ID. Comma quotes active as status flag. OnMerge atomically inserts, updates, selects and deletes based on current named window or table contents. OnMerge compares current contents and decides on actions. The syntax allows for multiple matched clauses and each matched clause can have one or more actions. This syntax is simplified and the documentation has the complete syntax. OnTrigger. Merge named window or table name. Optionally, the where keyword and a criteria expression. The when keyword and, optionally the not keyword and then the matched keyword. Optionally, the and keyword and a search condition. The then keyword. After the then keyword are actions. The insert keyword. Optionally property names. The select keyword and selection expressions. Or the update set keywords and mutation expressions. Optionally, the where keyword and a filter expression. Or the delete keyword. Optionally, the where keyword and a filter expression, and so on. This slide explains the when matched and the when not matched keywords of onMerge. If the onMerge does not have a where keyword and does not have a criteria expression, the following applies. In case the named window or table is empty, the runtime executes the when not matched sections. In case the named window or table is not empty, the runtime executes the when matched sections for each event or row. If the onMerge has a where keyword, the runtime evaluates the criteria expression to select rows from the named window or table. In case no rows are found, the runtime executes the when not matched sections. In case rows are found, the runtime executes the when matched sections for each event or row. If the when matched or the when not matched has a and keyword and a search condition, the runtime only executes the actions if the search condition expression is true. The runtime only executes the first when matched or when not matched. We present an example for upsert here. This example onMerge acts when a logout event arrives. It merges against the user session window that was defined on the previous slide. It has a criteria expression that correlates the logout event user ID with the user session window event user ID. The example has 3 when matched sections and the first 2 when matched sections also have a search condition. The example has 1 when not matched section. OnLogout event is logout. Merge user session window as win. Where logout.userid equals win.userid. When matched and win.status flag equals quotes active. Then update set win.status flag equals quotes inactive. When matched and win.status flag equals quotes inactive. Then delete when matched. Then insert into unknown stream select star. Then delete. When not matched. Then insert select logout.userid as user ID. Comma quotes inactive as status flag. When a logout event arrives, the runtime finds matching user session window events for the user. If the runtime finds rows, for each row it executes all the when matched sections. The runtime checks the status flag value and may execute actions that are after numbers 1 and 2. Please see the comments in EPL for numbers 1 and 2. Otherwise it will execute the actions that are after number 3. If the runtime finds no rows, it executes only the insert under when not matched after number 4. OnUpdate is an on-action statement that updates events in a named window or rows in a table. The syntax is onTrigger. Update named window name or table name. Set mutation expressions. Optionally, the where keyword followed by a criteria expression. For instance, when a logout event arrives, update the user session window setting the logout time to the runtime current time for that user. On logout event as logout. Update user session window as win. Set logout time equals current underscore timestamp. Where logout.userid equals win.userid. OnDelete is an on-action statement that deletes events in a named window or rows in a table. The syntax is onTrigger. Delete from named window name or table name. Optionally, the where keyword followed by a criteria expression. For example, when a logout event arrives, delete all events from the user session window for that user. On logout event as logout. Delete from user session window as win. Where logout.userid equals win.userid.